A day out in the Peak District, in the rain, with Mali and Verity? Ah, yes please. Let's go. Before we get going today though, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you need a domain name, a website or an online store, make your next move with Squarespace. Hi, I'm Adam and welcome back to First Man Photography. Now it is not probably a day that most people are going to head out and do landscape photography, even more so meet up with a couple of friends in the middle of a fairly raised up high moor. But that's exactly what myself, Verity Milligan and Mali Davies have done today. The weather forecast is horrendous, the drive down here was even worse, and yeah, we're all questioning why we're here. But like most landscape photographers, we are very optimistic because you've got to be in it to win it. You've got to come out in these conditions and try and do something, try and make something. And we've definitely come to the right place for these conditions with this beautiful woodland all around us.
Should I do it? I never say I'll do it. I always say, I'll show you an edit of an image, get home and I cut that bit out and you never know.
But that doesn't seem to be the case.
Like, bollocks. It's about happening, isn't it? Embarrass myself in front of two legends. Here we go. There's lots and lots of beautiful trees.
I don't know how any of us survived.
A little cleft coming in from the side. Cleft. You're not filming me though, are you? What are you like? Do I need to ask Adam, does he want to be in my film? But then I thought, today is what it is, isn't it?
That's right.
Whatever happens, happens. Just take the shot. This has caught my eye because when I look through the chaos, there's actually nothing contrasted behind these three stems, and then we've got a branch of leaves that are falling in from the left that are pointing at it. So it's framed. So I'm looking at frames all the time. I'm seeing that there's a crop to the image before I set up. And then obviously sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if you look on the back of the camera there, that's quite pretty. There's decorative amounts here. This is quite decorative and coming in, just shades of autumn. I like the leaning in, the corners are quite nice.
What focal length's that at?
I'm quite far out, 135 actually. f6.3 just for blow that background out a bit more. And then 3-second timer and off we go. Let's have a look. 2-second next, that's nice. The protagonist, the thing that caught my eye, the three stems, the birch, is quite decorative. It's pretty, it's delicate and it's pretty. And it's a nice opening shot. It's not the greatest composition, but it's got something. There's something about it I like.
I feel slightly intimidated, I've got to be honest, taking woodland photography in front of two other very, very good photographers, because it isn't my forte by any means. But I've been attracted. Mali's laughing behind me because he is good. No. He is much better at woodland photography than me. But I love that rock there. That sort of immediately jumped out at me, and it's kind of pointing at that little cluster of trees. Now, one thing I always look for in my woodland photography is a bit of depth, because I've taken images before that I think look great because you can see it 3D with your eyes, but then on the screen it looks dreadful, just flat, boring, chaotic, not my kind of thing. I think I do have a little bit of depth here because behind that rock, you're going further into the woodland. There's a bit of rain to provide a small amount of separation from the background. So I think it might work. The trees look great. There's some autumnal colour in these silver birch, bit of yellow, a little bit of orange, but I love the damp bark and the textures in the rock. And the trees themselves, I think, looks really quite fantastic. I'm focusing on the rock itself and then firing away. That's a little bit dark because the weather's changed. So let's go to 1/2 second, which is going to work because there's no wind at the moment.
Right, I'm set up again, and the rain is coming down pretty heavily now. And we were just walking along, having a bit of a chat, and Verity's hiding behind the tree, but she does have her camera out. There we go. We're walking along, and I've just come across what I believe is an oak tree, and particularly these branches up here, which are covered in moss, and they're actually quite high off the ground. What I found particularly interesting was the contrast then between the birch in the distance, which are very vertical. So what I was saying on the last image about not having much depth, this shot definitely doesn't. It's going to be quite a flat image, but having those contrasting forms. I'm going to take it now because it could be quite interesting with the rain. It's about the contrasting forms and the relationship between the straight trees and the curly, gnarled old oak tree. I think that could provide some interest. I initially didn't think it was going to work. I pulled my phone out quickly, snapped a quick shot, and thought, actually, that's not too bad. I'm just going for f11 here because the birch trees are a bit further away, and I want the image to be actually quite flat. So I've gone for f11. I'm at half a second in the current conditions. There's no wind still. The rain's coming down as well. There we go. Right, Mali.
Yeah.
Have a look at that.
It's
see what you
not
think.
so much critique, but I'm getting quite excited by it because I'm seeing this a cultural reference, if you like. It looks oriental to me, and I'm seeing a final piece. I'm seeing this becoming a print. I'm seeing it as a big long panel, 16 by 9 vertically.
Really? Because I was going to crop it down to like a 4 by 3.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
But it wouldn't work online. It wouldn't work in the video. It wouldn't work anywhere other than in a physical form. To print it out 16 by 9 and then maybe wooden binding around it, or tree, some kind of really nice wood around the frame, so it looks quite oriental in a physical product, if you like, a final piece of art. That's what I'm getting excited about.
That sounds good. Are you allowed to say oriental these days?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'll put that up and see what you think. What's your approach here, Verity?
I just like the 3 trees at the front. If I stand here, otherwise they become 4.
Oh, yeah.
And 4's, you know,
Oh, yeah, you're perfect.
no photographer can cope with 4. An even number. Good grief, no. Bracken's really nice in the foreground as well. Got some green bracken, some orange bracken, and I like the fact that you've got the darker trunks in the background. And again, that traffic light bracken in the distance, which is quite nice. Love the way these 3 seem to be coexisting, and also I really like photographing silver birch, especially at this time of year. And I think because there's some woodland in the background, I can keep the sky out of it as well. So maybe as a square composition.
Damn it. Can someone put an 11th tree in, please?
And technically, what camera are you using?
R5 with the 28 to 70 f2, which is ridiculously heavy, but I love it. It's my favourite lens of all time.
What sort of settings would you use for?
So I'm actually going down at f5.6 because I want the silver birch to be in focus and everything else behind to be just a little bit softer.
I've now shot something of those 3 trees as well. There's actually 4 trees, but I decided it looked better if it only looked like 3. So I've kind of got into a position shooting 3 of them using this sort of composition here. I'm really happy with it, but the sun has just broken through now. But I'm just going to spin around 90 degrees to the right and try and frame something up here because the sun's sort of coming through the clouds there and it's side lighting these trees here, which I just think looks beautiful with that wet bracken. Looks absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to have to try and mess around with the camera whilst holding this one. I have to try and lift this up. There we go. Right, now tilt down to get the height, so I don't get the sky in, but I get the trees and a bit of the bracken. It's just about shooting in to the right focal length. It may be that it's a 16:9 because there's still a little bit of sky at the top of the image, which I do not want. So I'm going to get a bit more of that colour in. Yeah, that's nice, I think. And fire away. It's probably not as good as that previous composition, but I do like the light. So I might just hang around for a couple more seconds to make that work. But what a fantastic morning. And the photography, like I predicted, has been pretty good, I think. That's until we get back, isn't it, and realise they're all shit.
Yeah.
Does that happen to anyone else, or is that just me?
Oh no.
No, just you.
Every time.
Mali's enthusiasm is infectious, I've got to say. And him and Verity are both getting quite excited about some special light over there, which I'll show you in a minute. But as you know, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. Now, in my opinion, Squarespace is the best place for photographers to build their website. And that is because it's just so easy to do. You don't need any technical knowledge whatsoever. Just go to squarespace.com and choose one of their beautiful templates. Then you put a few of your words on there, some of your stunning images, and before you know it, you'll have a unique and beautiful looking website. It will also grow with you, so you can start with a simple online gallery, and unlike social media where it's pretty miserable sharing your images these days, on your own website with Squarespace, they are going to look big and beautiful and be presented in exactly the way that you choose. If you then want to grow, you can then upgrade your site to an online store where you can start selling things like books or prints or calendars or mugs or anything your heart desires. They also now have a members section where you can just as easily start a kind of subscription service, so you can keep people coming back to your website time and time again. They have award-winning customer service. It will look good on any size of screen, and it will adjust all of that automatically for you. I've used Squarespace for years and I've never looked back. So hit the link down below or go to squarespace.com to start your free trial today. And if you like what you've created, use the offer code FIRSTMAN to get 10% off your first purchase, and give Squarespace some love for sponsoring this channel. Right, I can still hear they're getting very excited, so let's go and see what they're talking about.
Oh,
I don't need a YouTube channel for me. I'm just going to have a YouTube channel following you. I love it.
look at it. Look at that. Oh, shimmering and dancing light on that, and it's so delicate.
I like the vibrant green, the moss.
Oh, it's working quite zoomed in on the end. Yeah, that moss is really flashing, isn't it? Really bright. But look at it. Oh, there. That's it.
The light.
Oh, what a tree. What a beautiful tree. Oh my goodness.
All right,
It's
your
just-
enthusiasm wins.
It's just so
I'm in.
simple.
I'm
look,
in.
look at that. Look at the light flying out. Oh my goodness. Like that crescendo, that, like I've been calling it confetti, haven't I? Oh, that's gorgeous.
But I like
Yeah.
the way that this is kind of rustic and brown.
But they're connecting, they're almost shaking hands. Like it's reaching in. So there, it's reaching in from that top corner. And I quite like that.
See, that would annoy me.
Really, would it?
Yeah, I'd be like,
That's
I
fascinating.
feel like it would take me out the frame.
Ah, not bringing you in, but it takes you away.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
But when I see it big, it might change. We can have a look. So
it feels like it's just coming in enough to be part of it. To almost, is it another tree? It's still a part of the other tree.
no, I know what you mean.
Look at the ground though.
We're going to head back to Mali's van, I think, for some
That's Ian Meadows. He's back there somewhere, having stopped again to photograph the crows, I think. Absolutely love his enthusiasm. I am feeling great and inspired in person, offline, enjoying the moment. Please like the video, subscribe, let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you on another one very, very soon.
Positivity. Yeah. Is that recording? Shite.